Hello, hello, hello again. Welcome back to lemsworld. How are you today? I hope it's amazing for you. Right. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you don't miss any videos that gets uploaded by lemsworld. So, we're back and today we are doing 5 scariest alien encounters, creepy sightings and signs. Now, I don't know about y'all, but we can't be alone in the universe, can we? Surely be Christ. We cannot be alone in the universe. Surely. But let me know what you think in the comments down below of that. And without further ado, we are going to get right into this. Spare with me a second. Oi. Sorry, my cat's clawing. My cat is clawing my settee. Little sod. Right. I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's go.
In this video, you're going to learn 5 creepiest alien encounters. Encounters are one of the most known signs of aliens, and they allegedly happen many times in the past. These 5 stories about aliens are pretty popular ones because of the witnesses and unexplained incidents happen in them. Number 5. Men in Black. Men in Black are supposed secret quasi-government agents who had been given the task of suppressing evidence of UFOs. It is sometimes implied that they may be aliens themselves. The term is also frequently used to describe mysterious men working for unknown organizations, as well as various branches of government allegedly designed to protect secrets. According to the people who Men in Black inquired with, they appear shortly after an individual or a group of people witness a UFO or an extraterrestrial activity. In April of 2012, the incident allegedly began at a hotel in Canada, when the hotel manager was approached by one of his bellboys, who seemed to be rather unsettled about something and wanted to talk in private.
One of my bellmen approached me, and he kind of had a weird look on his face, and he said to me, can we go in your office and talk? I brought him into my office, and he says, something really weird happened here yesterday, and you weren't here. He said, there's a couple guys in here looking for you. And I said, a couple guys? What do you mean? And he said, well, this is really hard for me to say. He said, but there's a couple really strange looking men that were here. And they kind of freaked everybody out, and they were asking questions about you. And of course, now I'm getting a little bit nervous, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he said, well, he goes, I don't know how to describe them except for extremely odd looking. They were really, really tall. He said, and they were identical height. They were the exact same height. They were wearing the exact same clothes, and they had the exact same faces, like they were twins. And he said they were wearing black suits, black trench coats. They were wearing like the old-fashioned Federo hats. They had extremely, extremely pale skin. And he said they came in and they looked around a little bit and they asked for you. And I said, I'm sorry, he's actually not working today. And it seemed like they didn't believe me, so they started to walk around the hotel, and shortly after they went to the tour desk, and he goes, I got busy. I started to have to bring cars around and get luggage, and by the time I came back, they were gone. But he goes, they freaked me out, and I really wanted to tell you that there were these weird guys in here looking for you. So, of course, now I'm a little bit skeptical and I'm a little bit freaked out all at the same time. So the first thing I do is I run into my security office, because I know how to work the security system, and I rewound the cameras, and sure enough, here comes 2 gentlemen through the front door looking exactly how he described.
So this is the footage and the interview with the hotel manager about this incident. Since the footage has low quality and the exit of the Men in Black is not shown, Some people think that it is all a hoax.
Yeah, yeah, it could be. Could all just be a hoax that they've just made up. Could just be to get publicity for the hotel. You never know, like a hoax advertising campaign for them. You know what I mean? But no, no, no. I have heard of the Men in Black, and not the Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones version. But yeah, I've heard of them before, saying that they do come, and I've also heard that they can be quite threatening to people who've seen a UFO or has seen an alien or something like that. To tell them, like, keep quiet, like, don't say anything. Um, you don't say nothing, don't tell nobody, don't, you know. Um, but yeah, weird, man. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Number 4. Travis Walton.
Have you heard of Travis Walton? Have any of you heard of him? I've heard of him. If you've ever seen the film Fire in the Sky, you've heard of Travis Walton.
The Travis Walton abduction was an alleged incident of an American forestry worker by a UFO on November 5, 1975. According to the story, on the evening of November 5th, Walton and some friends were driving down a quiet road in the forest after a long day of logging. While driving, they saw a light coming from the forest and decided to investigate. They encountered a saucer-shaped object hovering over the ground approximately 100 feet away, making a high-pitched buzz. Walton left the truck and approached the object. A beam of light suddenly appeared from the craft, threw him several into the air, and knocked him unconscious. His friends panicked and thought their friend was dead, so they drove away. They went to the local sheriff's department, reported the incident, and were suspected of murdering Walton. 5 days later, Walton reappeared at a gas station, saying that he was being abducted by aliens. As Walton's memory slowly began to return, he remembered being aboard a strange craft and odd alien beings. Walton claims that he awoke from the light and thought he was in a hospital, until he noticed the beings standing above him were not human. He saw 3 gray-like aliens. He fought with them until a human wearing a helmet led Walton to another room, where he blacked out as 3 other humans put a clear plastic mask over his face. When he woke up, he found himself laying on highway, tired, hungry, and dehydrated. He thought that he had been missing for only about 5 hours, but after he showed up, he learned he was missing for a whole 5 days. The debate about this story arises from the potential that Walton would have been aware of the National Enquirer offered a $5,000 reward for positive proof of an extraterrestrial encounter. So some people suspect Walton and the other crew members divided the $5,000 and gave exclusive story rights to the Enquirer. Number 3.
But what it has me start there is that when he was originally taken, obviously the police and everyone did think that his workmates had killed him and buried him somewhere in the woods. All his workmates, while Travis is still missing, did a lie detector. All of them passed apart from one. His was inconclusive. But they asked about it and that and this, but the person who was doing it, obviously the police got in, the person to do the polygraph test, was like one of the best in, I don't know if it was in the country or in that state, I'm not 100% sure on that, but he knew what he was doing, basically. And like I said, all of them passed bar one, but he did say, I can honestly say that these people, they are 100% telling the truth. So, you know, obviously one of the detectives didn't have it, but it makes you believe, because they got this person in and he was so good, if it had come back that they were talking out the rear ends and they were lying, they would have gone, no, he's the best. If he says that you are 100% lying, you're lying. But he wouldn't have that they were 100% telling the truth. And then when Travis returned and turned up, and he got his memory back and he said what had happened and everything like that, they gave him a lie detector and he passed with flying colours. Excuse me. And then all of the others did another lie detector, including the one who was inconclusive, and every single one of them passed. Every one of them passed. So, you know, makes you believe, like, well, hang on a minute. All of them passed first time anyway, apart from one whose was inconclusive. They said it was out. I don't know whether it was because he was too nervous or whether he was on drugs or whether he was, you know, drunk. But they, yeah. And Travis did one and did it. And to this day, no, still says no, that this is what happened. So you never know, do you?
Skinny Bob. Skinny Bob is
Skinny
an alleged
Bob.
videotape containing footage of a gray-like alien. The video was first uploaded to YouTube on April 13, 2011 by Ivan0130. The video became very popular in the UFO and alien research community, although it was speculated that the footage was a promotion for an upcoming film or TV series at the time. Alien research community started to call this gray-like alien Skinny Bob, and that is how it got its name. However, these 4 videos were calling it Gray Zeta Reticulum. This name comes from the Skinny Bob's origin planet, which is claimed to be Serpo, placed in Zeta Reticuli binary system in the southern constellation of Reticulum. Based on the measurements, this constellation is 39 light-years far away from our solar system. Videos are claimed to be leaks from the KGB, the main security agency for the Soviet Union from 1942 to 1969, although this remains unconfirmed. The emblem at the beginning of the video resembles the KGB Top Secret Archive logo that was in use around 1969, so the video may have been recorded in that year. Interesting part about this video is, since 2011, nobody came out to say that he recorded the video, stole it, or made the whole CGI in it. When it comes to the potential story behind this video, this scenario is thrown into the pot. From the first contact in 1942, a series of diplomatic visits to discuss matters of mutual concern were planned. These meetings would take place in secrecy. A limited number of special agents would escort visitors, and they would only meet high-ranking officers. However, at the meeting of 1961, there was an incident involving 3 subjects due to the violation of the agreement by the officers at the military base when they discovered that their arrival was being filmed with a hidden device without their consent. After the incident, the treaty was revised, but nothing in the scenario explained the death of this alien. Put aside the scenario and focus on the debate about this footage. According to the people who work in CGI and films, Skinny Bob's eye blinks and movements are unrealistic, and their answer for the question how they were able to make a CGI that good back in 40s is pretty simple. How do you know this footage is from 40s? No.
Exactly. How do you know that it was filmed in the 40s? That just made you think that it was filmed in the 40s. So the CGI could have been done like today, not around now where the CGI is, well, you've seen films, it's amazing now what they can do. You get the right people to know what they're doing, so it could be a fake. I think, to be honest with you, if this was real, 100% real, that was a real alien wandering around. The Soviets had it in the base and all this lot. Then, nah. It'd be all over, you know what I mean? They'd have to come out. So, we shall have to see, not we? But let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you think it's real or if you think it's a hoax.
Number 2. Battle of Los Angeles, 1942. It was late February 1942, less than 3 months after the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. Residents on the western coast of the United States expected they were next, and so stood ready with hasty fortifications and kept their eyes on the sky. Only one day before, the Japanese submarine I-17 had surfaced off close to Santa Barbara and fired 25 shells at some aviation fuel storage tanks, so the alert level was the highest it had ever been. The incident began early in the morning of the 25th. Air raid sirens sounded at 2:25 a.m. throughout Los Angeles County. A total blackout of the county was ordered, and thousands of air raid wardens were summoned to their positions. At 3:16 a.m., the 37th Coast Artillery Brigade began firing 50 caliber machine guns and 12.8-pound anti-aircraft shells into the air at reported aircraft. Over 1,400 shells were eventually be fired. The artillery fire continued until 4:14 a.m. The all clear was sounded and the blackout order lifted at 7:21 a.m. This photo was taken at the night and put on newspapers. According to the witnesses living in the county, this long-term fire aimed at the aircraft all the time, but could not hit it. After the incident, the Japanese government declared that they had flown no airplanes over Los Angeles during the war. U.S. government stated that it was a false alarm due to anxiety and war nerves. In 1983, the Office of Air Force History mentioned that the meteorological balloons had likely triggered the event. On the other hand, ufologists find this unlikely to happen, because if a balloon was there, it would eventually lose the gas inside because of the shots it received and landed on the ground. However, no weather balloons were detected in the county after the battle. Number 1. The Roswell UFO Incident. At the beginning of July 1947, an object crash landed on a ranch approximately 120 kilometers northwest of Roswell, leaving a large field of debris. Mac Brazel discovered strange metal strewn across a wide area of rangeland he tended. Because of the material's unusual characteristics, Brazel took pieces of the debris to the authorities in Roswell, New Mexico. Keep in mind, at that night there were also some people claiming that they saw a flying disc. About 1 week after the crash on July 7, 1947, intrigued by the debris, Colonel Blanchard, commanding officer at Roswell Army Airfield (RAAF), ordered 2 intelligence officers to investigate. These 2 men were Major Jesse Marcel and Captain Sheridan Cavett. Upon their report, Colonel Blanchard quietly ordered that the ranch area be cordoned off. Soldiers removed the debris, sending it to Army headquarters in Fort Worth, Texas. According to this footage and some data so-called leaked from the CIA, before the wreckage was sent, an officer in RAAF recorded a video of injured and dead aliens carried up by other officers to the vehicles. One day after, on July 8, the Roswell Army Airfield announced that they had recovered a flying disc. In addition to that, some local people confirmed the term UFO, and some of them even stated that they saw aliens laying on the ground. For these reasons, the newspaper Roswell Daily Record reported the first official touch with extraterrestrial beings. However, a few hours after the initial flying disc press release, U.S. Army Air Force officials stated that it was not a UFO, but a weather balloon. Later on, this statement was changed to a Project Mogul balloon. By the way, the Project
Oh,
Mogul
man,
was a top
yeah, I
secret
know.
espionage operation
Oh.
that used high-altitude balloons with spy sensors to listen for sound waves generated by Soviet atomic bomb tests. This suspicious contrast between two declarations separated people into two groups. The group which say that US government concealed this incident support their idea with this alleged majestic paper which spoke of how the Roswell UFO crash had been covered up. In this paper, it is implied that 4 small human-like beings had apparently ejected from the craft at some point before it exploded, died because of the fall, decomposed a little bit till their discovery about 1 week after their fall, and removed from the area for scientific studies. Thanks for watching my video.
Yes. Obviously, Roswell is the most famous one and the most debated. Now, I have my own things on it. I do think it was something. I do believe it was something that happened. Something did crash. I mean, like I said, they released it that saying it was a UFO that crashed. They found all this unknown material, and then, like you say, a couple of days later, they say it was a weather balloon that crashed, which just, adds fuel to it. But you never know, they might have just done that to throw you off and things like that. But and obviously you've got, further on with that, you've got the big the famous Area 51, which is where they say that they took the craft and the bodies, and apparently there was a live one. I don't know. And that's where they developed more advanced technology. Some people do say that the stealth bombers, the stealth technology, came from the Roswell spaceship crash. The spaceship that they recovered, they used that technology to come up with this stealth. But it's all speculation. We'll only find out the truth when they decide to tell us 100% and say, look, yes, we have got this is this, or no, we haven't, we've just made you think that, so we can carry on with doing our top secret stuff, which But anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the share button, comment down below what you think on whether you believe that aliens are real. Yeah, let me know. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, so you don't miss any videos uploaded by myself, lemsworld, and we will see you again next time on lemsworld.